One of the biggest series to come out of Japan in recent memory has to be Shingeki no Kyojin, otherwise known as Attack on Titan. People fell in love with it back in 2013 with its animated adaptation for its beautiful art and animation, its likable cast of characters, its unique setting, and very memorable and iconic bad guys in the titular Titans. And of course, it's absolutely brutal and unapologetic action. It's one of the most violent series out there, and this is made for kids in Japan. That's some value dissonance right there. Ever since the anime hit the scene and became a big hit, several other things from Attack on Titan came forth, such as more animated seasons, with one airing in 2017 and another one slated for 2019, 2 live action movies. I've seen one of them and it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Holy sh! And several video games, among other merchandise and memorabilia. For me, I rather enjoy this series. I'm not a mega fan of it. I kind of fell out of love with the series when I started reading the manga, when it got hit with I didn't expect my stuff to get so popular, now I don't know where I'm going with the series, otherwise known as Inuyasha Syndrome. Still, I do enjoy the series for what it's worth. When I saw Attack on Titan 2 for the Switch, I decided to check it out. So, is this worthy of attacking your Switch, or is this Attack on Titan? Let's take a look. I should also note that there might be some minor spoilers here from the manga, so if you haven't read everything up until Attack on Titan 2 or watched the anime, be wary. But nothing's too major here. I'm not going over some of the more major spoilers here. For example, did you know in Attack on Titan chapter 56 that we find out about Levi? Attack on Titan 2 definitely won't be getting any rewards for a presentation. They got the style of the showdown. The characters look great, and the Titans look freaky as hell, even though they reuse the same Titans over and over. And the environments look near identical to the anime, but everything is so low resolution. When stuff breaks, it looks like someone slid down the opacity bar in Photoshop. And from a distance, Attack on Titan 2 could almost pass for a high-end Dreamcast title. And while we all know I love the Dreamcast, but this is not the Dreamcast, this is the Nintendo Switch, darn it. It doesn't help that the game could get really tedious to look at with the same environments over a 20-hour-long adventure. Granted, the show doesn't really leave beyond the forest, castles, or the main city, but still. But what am I, some casual noob fan who unironically calls anime cartoons and watches the English dub because he's too lazy to read subtitles? Who here calls anime cartoons and watches the dub versions? Certainly not me. No, we're here to talk about the story and the gameplay, both of which work really well. Much like in Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet, players make their own original characters for this adventure. Since I was a boy in Fatal Bullet and in Monster Hunter World, I decided to roleplay as a girl this time around, mostly so I can make a character that could be in a relationship with Jean. Oh, Jean. Behold, Sheen 32X Xevious, the best game that never existed, is now the best girl in Attack on Titan. She wears a mask because she's too lazy to put on makeup, and as we say in New Mexico, she's all tall, eh? I like what Omega Force did with the cutscenes. They are told from a first-person perspective as you watch familiar scenes from the anime unfold. It's a surprisingly effective way to get you involved in the plot, and it's refreshing to see this kind of first-person perspective. Where was you when the Colossal Titan broke down the wall? I was there. Where was you when the female Titan snuck into the city and started ruining everything? I was there. And my alter ego Shin, Xevious, got kinda wrecked by the female Titan. Well, that's anticlimactic. All of your favorite characters from the manga are here. Of course, you got the main trio of Eren, Armin, and Mikasa to hang out with. You should also check out the song Mikasa from Veil of Maya. A really good song and a really good album. Other trainees are here like Sasha and Connie and Teenage Dream Jean. And who could forget the Survey Corps? Who wouldn't want to hang out with characters like Levi and female Charlie Day? Even minor characters from the show like Nanaba, Daz, and Rico get a bit of extra shine here, but if you're familiar with the source material, you know their fates. Seriously though, what happened to Rico? She didn't die, she just kind of left. I think she went out for a pack of smokes and just didn't come home. The more you use characters in battle, the more affinity with that character raises, and you can unlock special cutscenes with those characters and learn more about that character, and gain more skills in battle. For what it's worth, Attack on Titan 2 does a great job of involving the original characters in the plot. My character Xevious feels important to the story, and she's an active participant, not just some random schmuck like in Fatal Bullet. Self-insert fanfic writers rejoice. All OCs are canon now. Your Mary Sue who gets married to Levi, that is a ship that will sail, my dudes. Omega Force did develop Attack on Titan 2, so there is a bit of the Warriors flair here, or Musou if you so prefer. Instead of 1 against 1,000, it's more like 1 against 10 to 20 Titans. Titans, much like energy drinks, come in 3 different flavors. You have the average size guys who go down in 1 or 2 hits, you have the small bastards who go down in 1 swing, and the big lads who take a few more hits before they go down. The Titans can only be killed in 1 spot, on the back of their neck. Target that and cut them up like Michael Machine Keane cuts off relationships. Haha, metal humor. 1 well-placed hit and they are down for the count. The big ones might be a bit trickier to take down. Thankfully, Shin is a part of the army, and there are other warriors here to help out. It's easy to send out a fellow soldier out there and slash their arm, and while the Titans are stunned, you can go for the neck. Or use someone like Ymir to blind the Titans for a second, creating a quick opening. Or you could just waste your spot on healing abilities like Chris does, because I never use them. For the first half of the game, killing Titans isn't too difficult. Once you learn the controls, it becomes second nature. But after the first real encounter with the female Titan, the game starts to put up more of a fight. Attack on Titan 2 is at its best when Titans surround the player, as it creates the sort of fight or die tension that the series is known for. The short missions also help keep up the pace. And with the breaks between levels to level up your social links with your fellow squad members, or use that time to develop new weapons, it creates for a game that could easily get repetitive, but doesn't feel repetitive, even though essentially you're just killing the same bad guys over and over and over again. I will say though, there could be some more cosmetic rewards. Some of the custom swords and 3D maneuvering gear looks pretty cool though. Nothing says Titan slaying like gold meat cleavers. However, the real meat of the game isn't Titan slaying, it's swinging around like Peter Parker. Seriously, this is a great Spider-Man game on the Switch. Where are my swingers at? Where are my swingers at? What a poorly written line on my part. In my review of Knights of Azure 2, I noticed some serious frame rate drops in both handheld mode and docked mode for that title. Attack on Titan 2, another Koei Tecmo game, falls victim to the same drops. It isn't as horrible as it was in Knights of Azure 2, but there are some noticeable frame drops when going for a slash on a Titan, or when there's too much stuff on screen. Attack on Titan 2 can also be kind of buggy. When a Titan falls to the ground, sometimes their neck will clip through a building, making it impossible to hit them, forcing you to waste time waiting for them to get back up. And there's also one time on my stream where I noticed a Titan flying up way higher than any Titan should. Bye bye, I'll never see you again. Actually, that's a lie. Despite some lack of polish and apparently a lack of an English dub in the Western versions, Attack on Titan 2 has been a fairly satisfying experience. There's an online mode where you can play as other Attack on Titan characters and do PvE, but I couldn't find any matches. There's a New Game Plus mode ready for you once you beat the main campaign. So yeah, you get your money's worth here. I found myself eager to go back to Attack on Titan 2, even with its warts, as the thrill of killing Titans and the thrill of stringing around the city, and just being able to hang out with my favorite characters made Attack on Titan 2 an experience that I really enjoyed, and I feel like fans of the show will love. As for non-fans, I'd say this is a good starting part to get into the series. It isn't too obtuse, and it's a fun game, which, really, what more could you ask for? Attack on Titan 2 is a fairly solid game, a lot more solid than I thought it was going to be. It does need some cleanup, yes, but for now, it's a fairly solid purchase for your Nintendo Switch or platform of choice. My final rating for Attack on Titan 2 will be a 7 out of 10. But I will say for the sequel, for Attack on Titan 3, they really need to bump up the production values. Koei Tecmo, just do it. Get better graphics, get the English cast in there, fix the frame rate, just make this the proper Attack on Titan game that this series so deserves, and this could easily be an 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 in the future. But if the production values are very low in the sequel, I'm not going to be so forgiving next time around. You know, I made a comparison to energy drinks on this review, but when I have all these cans and bottles lined up side by side, they're all weirdly the same size, funnily enough. The point is though, Monster, Red Bull, sponsor me please! But anyway guys, thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next episode of The Z-Man Show. And by the way, I'm streaming on YouTube for a little bit just to kind of test the waters. And if you're not doing anything, come hang out with your boy. Come see me play some games. It's going to be rad to the max. Anyway, guys, see you next week. Later, everybody.